Well, it's amazing what you can wonder about, and then, within the year, forget it again. I have talked about my mother's aunts, my great-aunts, whose surname was Godson. My mother's aunts raised her, because her mother, who was born Godson and died Noyes, was dead. Died when my mother was 6, and her brother was 8. So her 2 sisters, Elizabeth and Zoe Godson, known within the family as Dodds and Zodes, for reasons that seem a little peculiar to me. Anyway, the Godson sisters raised my mother and her brother. And they were, well, the male members of their family were Freemasons, simply by father-to-son descent. So, for example, Elizabeth and Zoe's brother would have been a Freemason, their father would have been a Freemason, their nephew would have been a Freemason, and so on. And here in this article, and I have speculated, semi-speculated, due to their proximity. I think it was about 1.3 miles to the from their address at 335A Upper Richmond Road. The A has gone now. Their address to the Elm Guest House, 1.3 miles, and a lot of other things I've wondered about. My father's roots took him past there a great deal, although he didn't call in on them much, and in fact didn't bother to stay the night when the younger of the 2 died. He left the older one with her corpse, and she never felt quite the same about him again. Surprise, surprise. So here is this article. Who is protecting the Godson Cult? The names given are not familiar to me. Jonathan Godson, Chris Godson, and Claire Godson. Now, it came up in memories that probably can't be seen. Oh, it's a dreadful light. Whoops, and I just hit the volume button as well. Sugar, if I hold it long enough, it might kind of adjust and show. I don't think it's going to. It did once before. Yeah. Presto. I think that did show for a second. Now, the Godson Cult, it says here, well, I'll quote it. There can be no doubt that Chris and Claire Godson have been protected, shielded, from prosecution in several countries, including Ireland, Thailand, Cambodia, and USA. Below we post several articles giving account of the type of protection given to VIP paedophile networks. We certainly feel sure that the police in various jurisdictions received old-fashioned bribes from the Godson couple, and probably payment in kind with the advantage of a teenage girl supplied to a senior policeman. Unfortunately, apart from a lot of accusations, it doesn't say much more about the Godsons, so I'm not much wiser. Perhaps that's why I forgot it again, having shared it a year ago. Was it a year ago? However, Godson is a fairly unusual surname. In fact, I think it's pretty much dying out. And I would have to be very naive not to wonder if these particular Godsons are in any way related to my particular Godsons, the Godsons on my mother's side of the family. My mother's aunts. Very, very close to the Elm Guest House. My father, who was a paedophile, with multiple women and names and aliases. Using that route a great deal, I've tracked his routes across London. And now, the Godson Cult and VIP paedophiles. There has to be something there, but I don't know what.